Imagine waking up every single day knowing that the game you've been playing, the rules you've been taught to trust, the very systems you relied on to grow your wealth, might soon vanish or be completely rewritten. You feel it, don't you? That gnawing frustration deep inside, watching venture capital take center stage, soaking up endless attention, resources, and hype. And yet somehow, many of you with sharp eyes and steel nerves sense that it's not working the way it should. The startups you want to backstall, valuations soar without substance, and the cycle of hype leaves you wanting more control, more clarity, more impact. You aren't alone. Many of the brightest minds, the real investors wielding real power, share this unease. There's a quiet but urgent question burning behind closed doors in the halls of power. What if hedge funds could do it better? What if hedge funds could replace venture capital in the future? Hold on to that thought. Let it settle, because this is not just a wild fantasy. This is the ground zero of a tectonic shift you've been waiting for, one that could rewrite how innovation happens and how money fuels the future. Let's dig into the pain, the cracks, and the possibilities, and by the end, what you'll understand is exactly how you can ride this wave, not drown in it. Venture capital has been king for decades. The promise was simple: put money into early-stage ideas, help them grow, and then cash out big when those big exits happen. But here's the brutal truth. For every success, 10 startups crash and burn. The risk is sky high, the timelines are vague, and worse, VC often chases trends, leading to bubbles inflated by hype, not substance. The industry props up founders with shiny stories more than robust execution. And you, the investor, are left gambling on which story wins. If you think about it, it feels like you're playing a guessing game where the odds are constantly shifting, and that's exhausting. You crave a system that is more precise, more accountable, more tuned to the real forces shaping markets and innovation. Now think about hedge funds. These are warriors of the market. They don't gamble, they strategize relentlessly. Hedge funds obsess over risk management, liquidity, and adaptability with a granularity that venture capital often lacks. Hedge funds live and breathe data, timing, and leverage, molding portfolios dynamically as conditions change. They harness everything from macroeconomic trends to micro-level shifts in technology adoption. They're already masters at navigating uncertainty with an edge most VCs only dream about. What if hedge funds could bring that rigorous discipline to investing in startups and emerging companies? Imagine a world where high-potential innovators get capital from players who don't just fund dreams, they sculpt realities. Hedge funds bring precision, risk controls, and a willingness to adapt quickly. They ask the hard questions and don't just throw money and hope. Their playbooks are battle-tested in turbulent markets, not just in the glow of an optimistic pitch deck. This isn't fiction. Some hedge funds have already begun to explore this path, blending public market savvy with private market opportunities. Their advantage? Scale and speed. Unlike VC funds tied up for years waiting on exits, hedge funds have liquidity frameworks that allow them to move quickly, adjust positions, and back great companies with a mindset adapted to real-time change. This means no more waiting 5 or 7 years to see if your bet pays off. Instead, you get capital flow that is responsive, strategic, and aligned with your mission. But here's the thing. This transformation is not going to be easy or pretty. It demands shedding the old comforts, the narratives fed by decades of venture mythology. It calls for sharp minds willing to rethink what it means to back innovation. It's a rebellion against complacency and casual risk-taking. This is about building a new ecosystem, one that rewards discipline, vision, and brutal honesty over flash and noise. If you're an investor sitting on the sidelines, watching the VC spectacle unfold and asking yourself, is this really where my capital should go? Is there a better way? Then this moment is your rallying cry. Hedge funds, with their intense focus on risk, liquidity, and data-driven decisions, have the tools to re-engineer early-stage investing. They can replace the hit-or-miss nature of VC with a system built to optimize both protection and growth. And here's the kicker: they don't have to abandon innovation. They can become the ultimate allies of creators who demand not just capital, but partnership forged in the heat of battle, not in a boardroom fantasy. The secret lies in recognizing what hedge funds already excel at, then marrying that with what startups and founders actually need today. They need capital that is reliable but nimble. They need investors who understand markets and are not blinded by dreams of unicorn valuations without path to profit. They need partners who can help them navigate regulatory storms, supply chain chaos, and shifting consumer behavior with agility and insight. You might be thinking, this just sounds like more complexity. But here's the emotional truth that can't be ignored. The current failure to connect smart capital with credible innovation is crushing dreams, suffocating progress, and forcing many brilliant ideas to die quietly. The system is broken, and hedge funds have the firepower to fix it if they dare to change how they play. Look beyond finance for a second. The biggest breakthroughs in history happened not because systems cooperated. They happened because outliers burned through the noise and forced new systems into existence. Hedge funds could be the radical edge that no one saw coming in startup financing. Neither VC nor public markets alone can do what a hybrid approach, precise and fearless, can achieve. Imagine a future where founders know their backers won't just cheerlead, but drive operational decisions with sharp insight and brutal accountability. Imagine investors who don't settle for passive hope, but constantly shape the trajectory of innovation in real time. You could be part of that future, a future where exceptional individuals are not stifled by outdated models, but freed by a network that understands their value and mode of attack. This isn't about following the herd. It's about unleashing a new breed of capital that sees the world not as it is, but as it could be. Hedge funds replacing venture capital would mean more money flowing to ideas that matter, backed by investors who understand the art and science of transformation. It would mean fewer wasted years, fewer broken promises, and more real, measurable impact. This journey requires courage. It needs you to rethink what you believe about risk, about return, about patience. Hedge funds won't offer easy wins, but they will offer something far more valuable: control over your destiny, a laser focus on value creation, and alignment with founders who refuse to settle for anything less than extraordinary. In a world where comfort kills the fire inside and systems bind the exceptional into shadow corners, this shift could be the rebellion you've waited for. The chance to step off the treadmill of borrowed dreams and enter a game where your will shapes reality. This is not just about money, it's about freedom. Freedom to craft a future on your terms. While the world talks about disruption, hedge funds can become the architects of it, quietly, relentlessly, with analytical power and grit. They can flip the script where VC once ruled, not with arrogance, but with undeniable results. That's the future whispering loudest right now. It's the untold story of who will control capital, who will fuel innovation, who will define tomorrow. Don't blink. Don't doubt. This realignment is happening. It will favor the patient, the bold, and those who see beyond the surface illusions of what finance should be. Would you rather be dragged along or be the one dragging? This is your call to action. Align with the few who refuse to live a borrowed life, a life built on convenience and conformity. Find the sharpest minds who burn with the same fire and build the new paths necessary. Hedge funds replacing venture capital won't happen by accident. It will happen by those who understand the code of transformation and have the will to execute it. This is your moment to stop waiting, to stop watching, to start owning. Because in this great illusion called the market, true power belongs to those who see the truth beneath the noise and act. Hedge funds have the potential not just to replace venture capital, but to unlock an era where capital is more than money. It's a weapon, a catalyst, and a shield for exceptional creators resisting the status quo. If that fire is burning inside you, fuel it. This future is alive, waiting for the rare few willing to make it real. No more borrowed dreams, no more illusions, just raw power, aligned with vision, ready to remake the world. The question isn't, could hedge funds replace venture capital? It's, will you be ready when they do?